me a favor. Pick me up, take me out later.
Hey guys, it's your girl K Bella, and I'm doing another Girl Talk Tuesday. And today I have my boo Shayla here, and today we're going to be talking about black women. So, what are some of the main reasons why you think that certain black women just have that stank
attitude?
Like, don't get along. Like, you pass a girl on the street, you be like, oh, sis cute, and she just be like. Like, honestly, what's the attitude?
I don't know. I feel like okay, for me personally, I feel like I get along with everybody, or I try my best to get along with everybody. But when I will admit, when I walk into a room and it's a bunch of black girls, I kind of always second guess, okay, what they're gonna be thinking about me, how my hair look, I talk kind of white, they gonna judge me.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah,
so it's just I feel like it's just something that we've been so conditioned to do that we just automatically I don't want to say not like each other, but we just it's that's the first thought.
Super
okay.
just judgmental.
Exactly.
I think we're very judgmental, but I feel the complete opposite. I feel like when I walk in the room and it's black girls, I'm like, whew, hey girl, because I thought.
But see, for me, because growing up, I was always the only black girl, and then when I went to school, I was still always the only black girl.
Yeah.
So it's now I done went through middle school, high school, being the only black girl, now I'm in college being the only black girl. So I'm so used to being the only black girl.
Yeah. So
and
now everybody's
representation of black culture. So it's when I get to other black people and they're like, oh, okay, and I'm just like. So even at our job, that was my first job where I was working with multiple black people.
There's a lot of black people that
and I was at first I was I don't know what to do, and after a while I was oh, okay, that's cool. I can be ghetto now, it's good.
But you know what? And it's so weird because for me, I'm so pro black women. I'd be so hey, I only want to see us win. And black girls be hella rude to me.
And I don't know what it is.
They be hecka rude to me. Even at our job, I feel the black girls they be like, I'm
just trying to stick together.
Girl, it's not that many of us. We need to be together. And I feel that a lot of people, even in the working field, want to praise other races or stick to other races because more so than sticking to their own.
I think because of that is because black people are not. There's not a lot of us in a lot of higher places, so we think okay, I'm gonna suck up to this white man, I'm gonna suck up to this Asian lady to help me get forward.
Yeah,
instead of we need to stick together and start our own stuff and do our own thing.
And I think that's a good point. And a lot of people, I feel stereotype black women in working fields.
Oh, definitely.
And I always told myself that I'm gonna be different. I dress different. I will get up and get ready for work. People at my job will be like, "Why are you getting dressed up?" Because I want to present myself. And it's I want to present myself well because you never know when an opportunity is going to present itself, and they be like, yo, from the beginning she been hella slaying. She's been showing that she's not the typical ghetto black girl or you know what I mean, one that has to conduct themselves in a certain manner. It's no, I'm professional, I can dress professional, I can present myself well, and I can articulate the things that I need to say, and I don't need to be over here rolling my neck or hooping and hollering, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
in order to get my
the token black one.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel for some reason black women have a problem praising other black women when they're doing well.
I think it's really just something that's embedded in our minds from the very beginning, and I don't know what, because I'm telling you I can't even think of a time where I was ever taught that by any woman in my family, my mom, and I was always taught to everybody. So I don't know what it is, but I will admit every time I walk into a room and it's a bunch of black girls, I always second guess
automatic lioness,
okay, who the baddest in here?
It's automatically competition.
Exactly.
You're automatically just on your toes, and it should not be that way at all.
You should walk in and you be like, girl.
Yes, I've been in a room with so many Mexican girls. She don't know her from Jane, bro, and she be like, oh, hey, hola, start speaking Spanish to her she don't know her for years.
But then again, that's also how they are culturally. They stick together. Black people. We be like, that's them over there.
That's they business.
I'm gonna sit over here and but that's our problem.
I just feel the reason why we just don't build each other up enough is because culturally, everybody else tears us down. Yeah. So we're so used to like people putting us against each other that we don't be like, take a second and be like, wait.
Yeah, like
it's only us.
Yeah, we all we got.
Yeah, and
that's it. Because everybody's gonna care about us.
In the end, that's how it's gonna be, because it's gonna be like, at the end of the day, no matter how much you want to be in a white person's face, like, oh girl, this and that thing, your best friend,
they're gonna
when
look
it
out.
comes down to
they're
it,
gonna look out for Susan.
Yeah,
or
they
for
look out for Keisha.
Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah,
like at the end of the day.
Yeah, so that's why I'm so like for Black women sticking together, because I'm so for just outweighing and beating the stereotype and thinking that we just can't do anything. We're starting businesses. We started natural hair companies.
Girl.
They didn't even like us wearing our little nappy hair, trying to give us
now they love
it.
All the white girls wearing the braids now.
Yeah, and I
they
mean,
cornrows, the individuals.
I mean, it's clear that there's a lot of cultural things that other races get from Black women. Like, you can take it all the way back to ancient times, when even pictures of you see in your history book of women that are in Egypt wearing cornrows or having different hairstyles in their hair. So it's not a surprise. It actually gets me a little upset when I hear like white people or different races try and be like, oh, I don't understand why Black people, or when they try to like rename like our hairstyles or something, like these are French twists. No, those are cornrows.
Thank you. Get it right. If you're going right here, I'm gonna need you to rock it the right way.
It's like they almost don't want to accept anything.
Yeah,
from
like
us.
give
like
us our credit.
Give us credit.
Give us
like anything. Like,
it's okay. We gave you that.
Give us credit where credit due.
Okay.
Cornrows, boo. So what are some ways that you think that we can like build each other up, or even help our like younger generations like build each other up and understand that it's not a competition? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's doing this, starting the conversation. Like, I feel like it's very important for young girls to be around girls who look like them and are from different places, so you could learn about, because just because you live in this kind of neighborhood doesn't mean that so-and-so down the way lives that kind of life. So I just feel like being around people who look like you and are from different backgrounds and different walks of life is going to help that. Because I know, like, me growing up, I did, like, my whole life I went to, like, white people's schools, like in elementary and middle school. And then when I went to high school, I went to the hoodest high school in San Diego. So it was like a big culture shock to me. But I learned so much more about myself and about my Blackness. So I feel like it's just really, I feel like it starts with parenting and making sure that your kid is well-rounded in their own Blackness, not being well-rounded only in different cultures, but in your own Blackness, like letting your kids know about Black culture. I'll tell you one thing, like coming from San Diego, like when I came here to LA, and like in the hood of LA, like you see like everybody like, hey sister, how you doing? Like, and I'm just like, this is what Black people do. I'm like, hey, how do you?
But I think that you brought up a good point as far as like loving goes, and it coming from the home first. Because I feel like I don't even want to get that deep into it, but because it's just like just generationally, like there's so much like hatred a little bit when it comes from a broken family. There's I mean factual fathers, you know, not being in the home, and that comes from a mother having to be strong, either having to be strong and having to super work and not be there, or having to be like so stressed out because she is handling everything that love is not being reciprocated and passed on to her child, to be like, oh man, I'm working 15 hours a day just to take care of you. I don't got time to be trying to sit here and
talk with you.
About
you about why sky is blue. Like,
it's like going in there and do your homework and get the hell out of my face and let me relax.
Because it's 9 o'clock.
I gotta be at work. So I feel like it starts from just understanding that even if the nigga do leave or whatever the case is, love on your children and love them, and do express to them that the importance of loving their neighbor, loving not only just someone who looks like them, but loving everyone. And when you do that, I feel like you won't have a problem being like, hey girl, you're looking cute.
Because you're gonna know, like this is my people's.
And for me growing up, like I grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood, and then I got moved to a Mexican neighborhood and there were no Black people at all. But in our home, my mom was so loving. Like that's just how we were. Like my mama got a lot of kids too, so it's just like it was just a lot of us, and we just like, hey, you know what I mean? Like y'all know I talk too damn much, so I steady was over here like, hey girl, you know what I mean? like, and they was like, what the hell is this black girl doing? Like, you know what I mean? And in high school, we hung out with all the black people because it's like, that's just what we did. But it wasn't ever any like competition feeling like that. It wasn't until I started working to where I was like, oh, black girls don't like it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like each other.
I didn't see that until my adulthood because I feel like when you know when you were a kid, like you don't care what's like you just want to play.
You just be like in high school, you be like, girl, you black, I'm black, we gonna hang out together.
Like stick together, like you look like me. But like when you become an adult, you get into the workplace or like you get into like a college campus, like I don't know, and I don't know, maybe like men play a part into that too.
It's almost kind of like, if all the men are liking light skin and you know what I mean, light skin with
then you gonna feel some type of way like,
damn,
so now I'm ugly. Like,
it's like now I'm not good enough. It's like, who the hell
you gonna believe that?
Then that turns into competition within our hues, like light skin and dark skin, and that's a whole nother just topic in its own because people just have a thing towards dark skinned women. Like all my life I'm like, or if I hear like, oh, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl,
first of all,
what the fuck? Fuck you get that from? Like
I was my mom's favorite because I was the most darkest. Like she was like a little chocolate bitch. So I thought I was popping like, oh, all of this chocolate, like all of this. Do you see this and everything? And then I grew up and like I was like, oh, they're like light skinned girls. I'm like, but I'm cute too.
And it wasn't until that I started like modeling and being paid just for being dark skinned that I really was like, oh shit. Like,
they love to capitalize off of people's blackness. Like if you are black and you want to model,
come through, about to make some coins because they want you black and black.
Listen, like they
want you like chocolate baby, like come on, straight out the womb. Oh, you got a little dark one, bring her over here.
Listen, it's lit.
Yeah, you about to make your mama some coins. So forget that little light skin shit.
You good. We take it out. It's good.
What about changing yourself in the work field to be more
like white or acceptable?
Yeah, acceptable. Like you can't go too ethnic.
I have a problem. Like I naturally talk extra white around people who are not black, and I do it unconsciously. Like I can't help it. I don't know what it is, but like around black, because I'm like, I sound white or I talk proper either way. I feel like,
you know what, I hate that term.
Yeah, because like
sounding white.
Yeah,
this is literally the way that.
Yeah, like
when I grew up, niggas used to be like, "Oh, you must be from the valley." Why? Because you sound white. Because I sound educated.
Like, around black people, it's like I can be like, girl, like but so it's like, okay, I can talk regularly, like I can talk properly, but every now and then you got to throw like a hey girl, like a little something, like a little ghetto in it. But like around white people, like I cannot do that. Like I don't know what it is, but I just naturally feel like I have
a good mix between like. I don't know, because I don't feel like I talk ghetto. Like, I don't know something.
Well, no, because if it was somebody black on the phone, like I know they got a little bit of something in them, I'd be like, now you know. Now you know you need to stop playing with me.
I talk to like everyone.
I will admit you do.
Yeah,
like
I literally talk to everyone.
You'll be talking regularly, super proper, and then you be like, you know what, I want to play with you.
Yeah, and I be white, black, Mexican, like I literally talk to everyone the same. Like I be like, especially white. I be like, girl, listen, you really cannot do that, Susie. Like, get your life together, honey.
And I don't know why I do that. I'm telling you, it's the most unconscious thing. Like I literally like if somebody white walked in right now, I'm like, hey.
Yeah, and then here comes
you walk in. I'm like, Taylor. I missed you, boo. I missed you. It's the most like, I don't know. Is that racist? Like is that considered racist?
I think that's like borderline racist.
Okay, I'm done. I don't know why I do that. Like I do it so unconsciously. Like I
think it's a universal thing. Every black person has that. Let me be at work voice, and then that like girl.
Like, you gotta get into character when you walk into that door.
Yeah.
Because listen.
So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it, hanging out with me. All right, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the conversation and tell us what you think. Hashtag Black Girl Winning. And where can we find you at? What's your Instagram?
You can find me at Brown Sugar. The O is a 0 with 2 8s.
Yes, deuces.
I'm thinking maybe we could agree to work it out like